Being unemployed can be a daunting, unpleasant, and uncomfortable experience. In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 simple things that I've taken away from my time having served in the Special Air Service to hopefully help you navigate the unemployment space. If that's something that interests you, then feel free to stick around or just simply skip by using the timestamps in the description below. Before we get into the video and breaking down the 5 steps, I just want to make the disclaimer and put it out there. I am currently unemployed, so it would be easy, or would have been much easier, to make a video about the challenges and struggles of unemployment and tips to work on going through those or navigating your way through the unemployment space if I was already employed, but I'm not. I'm actively seeking, applying, and going through the process. So no, I won't worry about boring you with the details of all of that, but I thought, this is something that I'm observing, speaking with people. Some people are struggling quite a lot, at least here in Aotearoa anyway. I don't think it'll last, but I've been wrong before and I'm going to be wrong plenty more times going forward. So anyway, just wanted to put that out there, make this disclaimer, and we'll dive into the 5 tips. Let's go. The first lesson I've learned is that unemployment creates opportunities. So take advantage of those opportunities and shift your mindset. When you find yourself without work, there's a world of opportunities that opens up. And it's easy to miss them if you're working day in, day out, and or if you have a negative attitude towards being unemployed. Those opportunities come in different shapes and sizes. For starters, being unemployed gives you an opportunity to refresh, to recharge, to recalibrate, and get ready for what's ahead. Regardless of the fact of whether you wanted a break or not, the fact is you've got one now. You've been forced to take a break, so make the most of it. You could take that time to reflect on what you've done, what you've accomplished, what you've achieved, either by yourself or with your team, and you might want to write that down, or you might want to keep a track of it. You get more time to take care of your own physical and mental health, to spend time with loved ones, and or to learn new things. The technology world is moving super fast these days. You see it everywhere on the internet. So I guess, one example, if you think you can't learn that, use your time while you're unemployed and put your time that you have available to work and grind it out and do some study, do some learning. Yes, at the same time, it is an opportunity to look for other work. You might want to look for work in roles that you've served in before, or that you have experience in, and that you are confident in your abilities to be able to contribute in positive ways in that space. But don't get wrapped up in and around the need to get a paycheck. Instead, try to think about, what value could you add? How could you serve and contribute positively to that environment, or to that group, or to that company? And or if you're not doing that, if you're not looking at that, use and apply that same logic to putting that time, effort, and energy into what could you contribute, what value could you add, and put that time, effort, and energy into something that you want to do for you. If by chance or through a series of deliberate actions that you take, you happen to generate an income from that, from doing something that you enjoy, or that gets you up out of bed, that energizes you, that makes you look forward to the day, whatever that is, and you happen to make some income through that, either immediately or eventually down the line, that's awesome. But don't expect that at the start. Remember, number 1, first lesson, employment creates opportunities. You just have to be ready and willing to look for them. That brings me to the second lesson, and that is unemployment creates gratitude. Simply put, be grateful and find ways to express your gratitude. The opportunities for expressing your gratitude are endless. Maybe you're grateful that you don't have to work with some of your clients or colleagues that you didn't like, or that you don't have to continue working on a project that you didn't enjoy anyway. Heck, maybe the people that I was working with are grateful that I'm no longer there. Maybe it's as simple as being grateful for being able to have a sleep in, or being able to stay up late, or being able to go out and enjoy a sunny day, instead of being stuck in an office or stuck on a work site somewhere. You might appreciate more time for training, studying, or connecting with people that you care about. Gratitude is definitely something that the unit taught me, especially when you come across and you see people who have so little, but who are so willing, or still willing, to give what they can and what they have. It definitely puts things into perspective. So simply put, take a moment to just sit back and reflect on what it is that you have. And when you do that, you'll realize that you have a heck of a lot to be grateful for, even in the midst of being unemployed. And that brings us to lesson number 3. I love this one. Unemployment creates drive, passion, and tenacity. If you don't have those things, you're going to go downhill pretty quick. If you're not driven, if you don't have passion, if you don't have the tenacity to keep going, the commitment, the persistence, you're going to struggle. What I learned from my time in the unit is that when it appears that the odds are stacked against you, when it looks like and appears that you're outnumbered, and when you feel like you've given everything you have and you still come up short. Your personal drive to keep going is what will get you through. When it came to the SAS as an example, the only thing that separated those that made it into the unit and those who didn't was simply their drive. When you're driven, you'll find a way. So if there's something that you want to be or that you want to do, whether it's a doctor, a lawyer, a business owner, an athlete, or whatever, use that as fuel and see it through, knowing that when you fail, because you will, keep getting up and just go again and again as many times as it takes. Being unemployed gives you a heck of a lot of time to work on or to learn the things that you actually might really want to do or that you actually enjoy. So use that time wisely, channel that drive into something that excites you, and keep going until you get there. That's lesson 3. Lesson number 4, unemployment creates and builds resilience. When you're not working, you're going to face setbacks. You're going to be told no repeatedly, and you may even start to get frustrated, angry, and annoyed. And that's okay, as long as you don't let the no's, the setbacks that happen repeatedly, knock you down and keep you down to the point that your trajectory just starts spiraling downhill into a negative world, a negative train of thought. The resilience that unemployment creates is your ability to get back up each time you get told no, or a door closes, or you fall over, or you fail. Another aspect of what I observed of those that made it into the SAS, aside from who wants it more, it wasn't to do with the skills that they had. Somebody's got a better CV than mine, or somebody interviewed better than what I did. And when we fail and when we're not accepted, which has been the case for me, other people have had stronger interviews when they've shown up and they've spoken better. And that's okay. That's a normal part of the process, right? But what I observed from the SAS, it wasn't necessarily to do with, and those that made it in, it wasn't necessarily to do with those that had more skill. It wasn't necessarily those that had been in the military longer, that had a higher rank, or that had any rank. It came down to those who were resilient enough that no matter the task that they were presented with, 20 hours, 24 hours walking in the sand dunes with your pack and your webbing, your rifle, and carrying your jerry can in a small team, not a pleasant task or an activity to do. But it typically came down to who was willing to put up, not only with that, but when you're struggling in that, who's willing to just keep going. So unemployment creates resilience for anybody who's willing to just put up with the grind, who's willing to keep going no matter how many times you get rejected. So you take those losses on the chin, you pick yourself up and move on, and you utilize that drive, that passion, and that tenacity that you have to continue on. And through that, your unemployment experience will create this resilience within you that will see you well into the future. And finally, point number 5, one of my favorites, or they're all my favorites, they're things that I've learned and I'm grateful for them, is that unemployment creates happiness. That might sound counterintuitive, but hear me out. You're no longer reporting to or answerable to a boss, a person that sits above you or sits in a position that you have to report to. You're accountable to yourself. You don't need to show up to work at a certain time. You can start your day when you like. I would recommend that you start earlier, but you can start your day when you like. You can do what you want to do with your day and with your time. And equally important, why you want to do it. It's up to you. You don't have to do what a boss tells you to do because they need this done for this organization and this will help this company or this organization achieve these things. It's all on you. You get to do what you want to do. And there's a massive level of happiness, joy that comes with having that power. Yep, may not be making any money right now at the moment, but that's okay. You can still be happy in the process. Unemployment does create happiness if you're willing to stay positive and if you're willing to use those things that I've just spoken about in this video. So that's it, team. To summarize, lesson number 1, unemployment creates opportunity. Lesson number 2, unemployment creates gratitude. Third, unemployment creates drive, passion, and tenacity. No matter those obstacles that come up, stay the course. Lesson number 4, unemployment creates resilience. And number 5, which may be surprising for people depending on what headspace they're in at the moment, unemployment creates happiness. I think the Invictus poem where it says, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. You can flip that. You are the master of your fate. You are the captain of your soul. So switch that mindset. Hopefully you can apply all these things and hopefully it helped. If you want to continue sort of checking out the videos from time to time, or you want to support this channel, no obligation, feel free to hit the like and the subscribe button. Whether you do or whether you don't, no worries. Thank you very much anyway for dropping by and having a look. And I'll see you in the next video.